Hi, you're with Scott. It's ASMR mindfulness time. I'm Headless Horseman, and you might hear some background noise. This is not a studio environment. It's quite... Hi, you're with Scott. It's ASMR mindfulness time. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear, and this is your left ear. We are, of course, recording binaurally, and so you will hear the background noise. This is not a studio environment. It's quite windy outside. The dogs are sleeping. I had a tooth out yesterday, so apologies if you can hear any discrepancy in my voice. I was going to film the whisper video, the follow-up to the Happy Memory Club, Happy Memory group, but I think I'll wait until my mouth is fully recovered. That's that wind I was talking about. Blowing outside, you understand, not in my mouth. Anyway, the idea of this video is for some mindfulness practice, maybe some visual ASMR, maybe you'll enjoy the sounds. Like many people, I have a tray that I've been gluing buttons to with PVA glue. I've been doing this intermittently while the kettle boils, times like that. And unfortunately I did drop the tray prior to filming the video, so some of my button structures have already become dislodged. But that's okay, because the whole purpose of assembling this tray of stuck-on buttons was so that I could pull them all off again and simply enjoy the process for the sake of it. I've got with me my non-alcoholic beer, no alcohol in that, so I'm ready to get going. I did say that it was just for the sake of enjoying the process. Immediately I realise I've got nowhere to put the spare buttons once I've removed them, but I guess a big pile over here will be adequate, and then after the recording of the video I can tidy it away somewhere, no problem. But yeah, processes, because pretty much everything is a process. I mean, if you think about it, mountains are formed through a process. It takes a long time. Tectonic plates shift. Volcanic eruptions create new land. Things crash together and pile up over a long, long time, hundreds of thousands of years. Mountains are formed, some erode, glaciers freeze, travel, land masses separate. They're big processes. I mean, I find it amazing that you can always seem to look slightly further out, zoom out, and see bigger processes at work. Like the formation of planets, the way they travel around the solar systems, galaxies. But also you could zoom in and see smaller processes at work. Plants growing, mice eating. These two are quite stuck together. Switching back into the now, into the mindfulness, these two are very stuck together, which is quite a feat, because this is only PVA glue. But yeah, those two are going to stay stuck. And sorry about the traffic noise, as I said. It's one of those real life situations which you may or may not find relaxing. You may find it relaxing. So, I was talking about processes and zooming in close and seeing small processes at work. But also, that one came off really smoothly, the lovely small pink button, a favourite. But also it's worth noting that, like I talked about the mountains, that some processes happen over a long period of time and some happen over a short period of time. The sun orbits, no it doesn't, going a bit back in time there. The Earth orbits the sun, and that takes place once a day, 24 hours. But the formation of the mountains took a long, long time. Dog bark, seconds. Not exactly what I was trying to say, but it's also worth noting that these processes, they seem to self-replicate and go on. Like a tree grows, drops acorns, for example, and a new tree grows from the old. And eventually one day, the old tree, the biggest tree, will die. Its process will come to an end. But in some ways its process continues with the other trees that have grown from it. And also it then breaks down to feed for more processes in the future. So in some ways its process continues, in lots of ways, unless of course you chop it off and indirectly halt its process. Its process will continue. I like to think of us as humanity a bit like that. That individually our processes are limited to a certain time on this earth. But in lots of ways, the things we do become part of a bigger process when you zoom out. And in time, our process will continue, either through our actions or our children. And who knows where these processes will end. And non-alcoholic beer really is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Not the particular brand, which is why I've covered it up, because I'm not here to sell products. But not the brand, but the idea that before I used to drink beer with alcohol in it, even when sometimes I didn't want to be drunk. But I like the taste of beer. Now, I don't ever drink alcohol, but yeah, I can still enjoy a beer. And it's really worth noting that if you ever drink to relax, it's worth asking yourself why you drink. And if it's to relax, or if you drink on your own, it's worth thinking about maybe not drinking or finding another method of relaxing, one that's more effective, because alcohol is proven to cause anxiety. These mindfulness videos are here to help you with anxieties, so you can concentrate on something happening, me picking off these buttons. You could be focusing your attention on the individual buttons that I'm choosing, which order I pick them off, picking out your own favourite buttons, seeing when I come to them. Something to distract you, rather than letting your mind run away with you on all the things that you can't fix. Because life is not a series of logic puzzles. Not everything can be thought through and therefore fixed. Some things just have to be experienced and then moved on from through distraction. And distraction might seem like a negative word, but distraction can be very positive and very constructive, or it can simply be doing something for the sake of doing it, being part of the process. Here I can really pay attention to the way that glue is pulling apart the sounds it's making, really paying attention to being in the now. And if you watch my channel, you will of course be aware that I also do eye peel. That dog loves it. Eye peel is if you watch my channel, you will be aware that I also have videos if you regularly watch my channel, you'll know that I do the eye peel videos, where I specialise in the painting and peeling of PVA glue. If you haven't seen those already, check them out. Also, I wanted to encourage you to check out my B-side channel. On my B-side channel, there are a mixture of different kinds of video. Sometimes I use it as a scrapbook, as a sketchbook for other art projects. And sometimes, the reason I call it the B-side channel is because when I was buying records as a youth man, I was struck by the fact that you would often get on the B-side of a single something that they described as rare or previously unreleased. And often it would be not an outtake, but something that didn't quite make it onto an album. Something that in itself may have some quite interesting artistic merit, but wasn't quite A-side material for whatever reason. So my other channel is that. It is that. Just edited out the name as dog barking. It is that other material. It's funny they call it rare, unreleased, because it is them that's releasing it, so, and the rarity value I mean, once you've released it, it's not rare. I don't know about the rarity value of some of these things, although often the live performances may be considered rare because in the past there were fewer live recordings. Managed to split those two. I did think these buttons were going to come off a lot easier. The PVA glue has really done a good job in some places. But yeah, so check out my B-side channel for rare unreleased material. And also for some other stuff where I guess I should say it's not ASMR based, because although pretty much all the relaxing content and ASMR related content is on here, there are some non-binaural ASMR pieces on the B-side channel and some other stuff that is ASMR based. And of course the eye peel, straight to the peel videos are on there too. Talking of that and crying out for you to check out the B-side channel, I should also mention, look at that PVA glue, that's nice. I should also mention that I love it if you share my videos. I've noticed recently that's happened a little more, and that's fantastic. So if you do have a favourite video of mine, grab it, copy and paste the link onto your Facebook and share that bad boy. Thank you. Thank you. Something else I was going to talk about briefly was the tooth removal. I don't want to talk you through all the gory details, but I just wanted to mention that yes, it does hurt a little. But that kind of relates to what I was saying earlier about processes, which was that some things happen over time, and whilst the tooth removal process has left me with something that hurts, it will fade over time. It's quite fresh, quite raw now, so understandably it's a little painful, and I can feel that. And it's okay to feel that. There's nothing wrong with feeling the pain. And it will pass. It will pass. And in a week or two, I'll find myself doing something else entirely. Like peeling large sections of PVA glued button from a tray, and I'll think to myself, oh, I haven't thought about that painful tooth for a while. If I actively engage myself in distraction, I won't think about it much. But yeah, I'll just one day I'll think, oh, that tooth. And of course, most good pirates have had a tooth or two removed, so there's nothing wrong with that. It will just be one of those things. In the meantime, although I'm not able to deliver my whispering in the way that I'd like, I can still distract myself with something that is actually quite satisfying. That tension as I pull the glue, and then the release as the button comes free, the smooth edges that are left. If I were to be in charge of cleaning these buttons entirely of glue, I may not be doing such a good job. But that's the wonderful thing about doing something like this just for the sake of it, is there are no rules and no boundaries, and no one's going to judge me, because it's just about doing it for the sake of it. I could get all the glue off, I could get none of the glue off, and it doesn't matter. Who knows what it's all for? The best thing to do is to be good to each other, to do your best. It really is. On the pad of my finger there, I've got a small blood blister, which is the result of building some wooden panels as a set. For an upcoming video, I'm going to be doing a K-pop dance. It's not going to be very ASMR, but it will come on this ASMR channel, I think. And there will be some ASMR moments, there'll be an ASMR dub. But I'd also like to present it on the ASMR channel. Or maybe the B-side, who knows. I'm just waiting on some wallpaper to be delivered so I can paper the set. Oh, that was quite a big one, wasn't it? So I can paper the set. But if you're interested enough in seeing me dance some K-pop, then you could check out my patron's secret video clips in my list of videos, where you'll see some K-pop dancing by me. It's part of a bigger project, a wider artistic project, and at the moment it's led to a lot of research and a K-pop dance, and there will be a companion video of me sort of explaining all the research that went into it. But it also feels like it could make quite a good documentary, and I'm mulling the idea over. Of course, this freezing cold weather has not lent itself to the finishing of my other projects, and I'm really struggling to find the quiet time. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm really struggling to find the quiet time to film some of the scenes I need to film for the ASMR road trip, to finish that off. In truth, editing it is quite a mammoth task. It's cutting it into form, it's giving it its final appearance, and I guess maybe because it's my own project, I've got a couple of different ideas that conflict. I could edit it two different ways. There are some things I might just chop out of there, there are some things I think should really stay in, I don't know. And there are some things I feel I need to film, but really I just need to get it out there.